So I know you've seen things online, things that say that you have to give up this, that, and the third in order to balance your hormones. And I know it's frustrating. I know it's overwhelming, which is why in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down what it really takes in order to balance your hormones so that you can see the results in your hair, skin, and nails. And I'm mainly gonna be talking to us women, right? Because we have cycles, and during the month our hormones are constantly going up and down, and what's going to work for men is not necessarily what's right for women. So we really have to follow our intuition and be a little bit more strategic when it comes to this topic. And then I also want to share the biggest myth I see on the internet when it comes to hormone balance, because when I tell you that they've been lying to you, okay, they've been lying to you, and we're gonna be airing it out in this video. Let's get started. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Kat. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and in this channel, we talk all things wellness, holistic skincare, and of course, that has a lot to do with our hormones, because hormones, as you know, play such a big role in the health of our skin. And I really wanted to highlight some of the ways that we can support our hormone balance. However, before we get started, I really want to mention that when we are embarking in this journey of wellness or hormone balance, we really want to make sure that we look at it through a holistic lens. Yes, food is important, and I think it is the foundation of where we need to start in order to become the healthier versions of ourselves, but it isn't the end all be all. We really want to focus on other aspects of our life. I'll speak more about some of the things you can do to support your hormones overall later on in this video. However, for the sake of time, we're only going to be focusing on food in today's video, because I think a lot of us are confused about how to use food to balance our hormones. There's so much information out there on the internet when it comes to this, and I think a lot of us are just, like I said, confused, overwhelmed. We don't even know where to start. So I really wanted to add some clarifications to help you on your journey. So let's get into it. I'm sure that you've seen a lot of things as you were doing your reading on hormone balance, articles that say that you have to give up all of these foods out of your diet and you have to restrict your eating. Maybe you've seen some things on intermittent fasting where you can only eat in a certain window and you can't eat after a certain time. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that I think makes us feel like, all right, am I even doing this right? What should I be doing? So first and foremost, I do want to put it out there that I do think that the restrictive eating is very triggering and it could be toxic. One, because we are taking all these foods out of our diet, and oftentimes we're replenishing it with things that are not nutrient dense. Remember that when it comes to balancing our hormones work with energy, and one of the ways we get our energy is through food, nutrient dense food. So we want to make sure that we're eating enough, and when we start taking out all of these things out of our diet and we're not really replacing it with enough food, then we risk the chances of mineral balance, vitamin deficiencies. I mean, the list can go on and on. This could negatively affect our hormone balance, which is important that if you do remove some foods, make sure that you add even more good food into your routine, because it's only going to benefit your hormones. The other reason why I think restrictive eating is not good, because it can really trigger someone that has had issues with a past eating disorder like myself. When we feel super self-conscious about, oh my God, I shouldn't be eating that, or oh, I can't eat this, it really does add some psychological stress, and it can trigger a lot of our eating disorders back up. You know what I'm saying? And it could even happen with people that have never even had issues with food. You know, this distorted way of eating is definitely not sustainable, and I don't think that it's something that we should strive to do. You know, this is especially important for women because, like I said, we have this cycle and it requires a lot of energy. It requires a lot from us every month. And if we're just eating a salad with chicken, like, is that really gonna sustain you? Is that really gonna satiate your body? Is that really gonna help with hormone balance? You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to eat enough, and it's okay that we don't restrict our eating, especially because it benefits our hormones so much. Also, creating that environment, like I said, that, we can't eat this because this food's bad, or we want to make sure that we, don't eat stuff that's on the do not eat list off this diet. I think that, yes, it can be helpful for a short period of time to lower inflammation, but if you eat something that you're not supposed to be eating, then you probably start ruminating about it and just start like getting really down on yourself, like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that. Why did I do that? That really creates more stress than the actual food, right? A lot of the times, if we do eat something that we're not supposed to be eating, I always say, show yourself some grace. Tomorrow or your next meal is always a way to start over again. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to like stress about it. It just creates further stress, which contributes to mineral loss, hormone imbalances, right? Acne, things like that. So we want to make sure that we show ourselves grace and that we're lenient with our foods and that we're eating enough. I cannot stress that enough. And since we're on the topic of food, let's go ahead and talk about one of the biggest myths I see out there when it comes to eating for hormone balance, and that is to avoid carbs or go low carb. This is something I don't understand because I don't know when the beef really started with carbs. All I do know is that we fail to mention that all carbs are not created equally, right? So processed foods, cereals, they're not in the same level or category as sweet potatoes, plantains, potatoes, honey, fruits. They even try to demonize fruits. These are not the same thing. Carbs come in obviously so many different type of categories, but when we really break it down, it's not the same thing, and you should not be fearful of carbs. All right? We also need to remember that carbs, aka glucose, aka sugar, is the body's preferred energy source. So why would you deprive yourself of your body's preferred energy source? It just doesn't make sense. And I want to put it out there so you can find some relief that you don't need to go low carb in order to balance your hormones. All right? The biggest tip I can give you when it comes to eating your carbs is to combine it with your other macros. So always eat your carbs with protein and fats at every meal, right? The key is to not isolate your carbs. Do not isolate your macros because this can throw off your blood sugar. So when it comes to eating carbs and maintaining that blood sugar level, like I said, make sure that you're balancing it with protein and fats. That is key when it comes to eating for hormone balance because it stabilizes your blood sugar, right? And it stabilizes your hormones. So that's the biggest tip I can give you, and you should feel so much more relief now to know that yes, you can eat carbs. You don't have to go low carb when it comes to balancing your hormones. It's also important to eat frequently, so don't skip any meals. Make sure that you're eating breakfast at least an hour and a half of waking because this also helps stabilize your blood sugar. Just think about it like this. Let's say, you skip a meal. What's gonna happen? Your blood sugar is gonna start dropping, and then let's say you eat something that's really carb heavy. Your blood sugar is gonna spike, right? That up and down is gonna affect your other hormones because blood sugar is at the top point of hormone balance. You want to make sure that you balance your blood sugar first because that's going to balance out your other hormones. By the way, I show you what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, all the things that I currently eat in order to balance my hormones inside my online course, Holistically Healthy Skin. I'm also sharing a promotional code right now. So if you click the link down below, you can get $200 off my course. And then depending on when you watch this, so starting from right now, which is March 2022, all the way until I think May or June of this year, I am also offering a 1-hour free consultation with me when you do purchase the course. So that way we can talk a little bit more about your journey, about your skin, about your hormones, and I can point you to where you should focus on to see the best results inside the course. So if you want to learn more about my course, Holistically Healthy Skin, and make sure that you get that $200 off, click the link down in the description box. Now, in the beginning of the video, I also mentioned that while yes, food is very important when it comes to hormone balance, it isn't the only thing that you should be focusing on, right? We want to make sure that we are focusing on balancing our stress hormones. Food plays a big part in that as well, but doing other things like meditation, breath work, breathing exercise have been coming through for me. Tapping, EFT, really focusing on self-care, journaling, warm baths, you know, letting your body just really relax. Being in that relaxed, deep state is gonna help you because it really shifts your body into rest and digest, right? We're getting out of that sympathetic nervous system and we're getting to our parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. It's also important that we make sure that we're sleeping enough. We're going to bed at a decent time. We're not like all up in our phones in bed like that. This is something I'm also telling me because I was just doing that last night. God's working on all of us, all right? God's working on all of us. No one's perfect. But doing things like that, you know, making sure that you're drinking the right things, that you're eating enough, you're adding all these different routines into your diet in conjunction with food, because food, yes, is important, but it isn't going to give you the only results. You have to add all these different lifestyle changes, moving your body and things like that. Also, this is my third time filming this video, you guys. Three times filming, and I would really appreciate it if you would just give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, just letting me know what you thought about the video, if it helped you in some way, what else you would like to see on my channel. You know, there's a lot of technical difficulties that can happen when you're filming, and I had a lot of those the past week, so I would really appreciate it if you just show me some extra love on this video, share it, watch it again, put it on the background, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. But give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And if you're somebody that just came off of birth control and you're seeing an increase in acne or other hormone issues, I would definitely recommend watching this video right here. I break down so much more about this topic, and I share a lot of tips on how to start getting your hormones back on track. All right, and if you want to learn more about just what you can do to clear up the acne, I would definitely recommend my course, Holistically Healthy Skin, and also my free masterclass, Clear Skin in 30 Minutes. I'm gonna leave a link down below where you can access it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.